Hi there. I recently had a conversation with a sales rep. He talked about how they are aggressively trying to get new customers, reduce cost, do more with less type of thing. And one other thing that struck me was how broken the whole sales process is. So what he mentioned was they look up in Zoom Info or Apollo.io or one of these apps for prospects. They bring that data into Salesforce. They do follow-ups. They try to find related examples of use cases where their company has been successful. They also pull information of people in a large organization, which may be a current customer. Then they do their outbound, right? And that outbound can be typically it is at least 6-7 steps to like 12-13 steps. And they keep on doing follow-ups. They identify what potential products didn't work. And this keeps on happening for some time. Most of it is manual. They are sending emails out. Even if it's automated, then it kind of lacks the personalization because you can only templatize so much in it, right? So anyway, so you bring this data into Salesforce, you're doing all this, you're doing some tracking on it. Maybe you're recording new videos or something else like that. You send it out. You're hoping to get a meeting with that person. So this biz dev aspect for a lot of companies is being married with a classic AE aspect, depending on the kind of product you're selling, the value of the service, the degree of personalization required, the type of customer you're reaching out to. Anyhow, what's interesting is this movement of data from third-party systems into Salesforce and then sort of the email interaction, the outbound, the calling, and then usage of other tools like Gong and similar ones, Outreach, etc. All of this seems very fragmented across the board. The other part of this is extremely manually intensive. And this person was like, I want to 2x what I'm doing. Instead of reaching out to 50 people, I want to reach out to 100. And this is a challenge because the minute you bring in automation, you risk losing personalization completely. And what he was trying to do is how do I bring the power of AI into this equation where the email is contextually generated by AI, specifically for that person, for that account based on some prior research and data that is available inside Salesforce. And then that personalized draft, that contextually intelligent draft is what's presented to him. And then he can make changes to it further and then send it out. And what he was saying is that by doing something like this, you effectively reduce a significant amount of time where you're not starting from scratch, where you're not using some templatized AI and then going forward from there. So I was really intrigued by that conversation because we've been doing that kind of stuff for a while now in GPTfy. We are using it to pull data from Salesforce, send it to AI, like OpenAI or something like that, and then bring back a contextually sensitive email and then present that email to the salesperson so that they can tweak it further and just follow from there. What I found is that AI is good at doing some of this stuff, but it has a long way to go when you talk about tone of voice, when you talk about the essence of reaching out to someone. And that is a hard problem to solve. The other part of this that a lot of people don't ask is that a problem even worth solving? In this noise of AI generated content, in this cacophony, we are completely losing out the human spirit, the soul. And that is what makes selling so special, right? The ability to build bonds, the ability to know someone as a person, the ability to forge meaningful relationships with your prospects, with your customers. Because at the end of the day, if we lose that, then it just becomes as simple as buying stocks online, right? I can look at a bunch of things that are available and published, and I can just decide what I want to buy. I have no personal connection, no engagement, no relationship with the organization I'm buying this from. And I particularly feel like there is so much that is getting pushed in the name of, GPT for marketing, GPT for sales, GPT for service. That seems extremely soulless to me. The heart of all the business that we do today is relationships. Despite of everything we may want to say, the reason companies, including Salesforce, have such big sales teams is because they understand that fundamentally you're not buying a product just because you looked at an email that was generated by AI. You're buying a product because the person you're talking to actually took the time to maybe do research, to maybe understand and to put their own special spin on your unique situation. And that's where I feel like the whole point of using AI in the grand scheme of things is to bring it down in the mundane aspect. In the initial draft that gets generated for, figuring out the details and context of an organization, that AI can do it reasonably well. And then someone takes it and then they bring their own perspective to it. And they reduce that amount of time, then they have the ability to send something out that is deeply meaningful, hopefully, to their prospects. And it turns into demos, and then they kind of onboard them into your sales process, and then you hopefully sign a deal. So that's what I think. If you're interested, I have a link here that you can go look at a little bit more of how we are tackling that particular problem of GPTfy for Sales Cloud, which is designed for your Salesforce Sales Cloud. And that can integrate very, very easily with OpenAI, Cohere, Cloud, Harvard, or other such, generative AI technologies, all of those that you're looking at. Let me know what you think.